Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Syahira Afika binti Muhammad Rabli. My matric number A208137. So right now I want to discuss about the data description. So for this assignment, we use source from Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. The source of data, we use secondary data, which means data created and recorded by someone else per year and for a purpose other than the current project. The total of data is 83, but we just select data at random as much as 30 sample set of data. Data we use discuss about the numbers of student SPM to obtain A in 2019. For this assignment, we just select three variables, which is subject of education, numbers of students, and student obtain A in subject. The variables is a characteristic or condition that can change or take on different value. The variables have two kind of variables, which is qualitative variables and quantitative variables. So qualitative variables is no numeric variables and cannot be measured by numbers, but the quantitative variables can be measured and numerical variables. For this assignment, we use quantitative variables because we want to discuss about the numbers of student SPM to obtain A in 2019. Beside that, the resources of data can be measured and numerical variables. Data can be described by using a table and graph. Table that show classes or interval of data entries, observation in each class. The frequency of a class is the numbers of data entries in the class. Two types of data, which is ungrouped data and group data. For this assignment, we use group data because frequency distribution produced wherever observation are thought into classes of more than one value. Frequency distribution, the frequency of a class is the numbers of data entries in the class. The following sample data set lists the percentage of a student to obtain A in 2019. According to the table of distribution, we have followed 5 steps, which is step number 1, decide on the numbers of classes. Step number 2, determine the class interval or weight. Step number 3, set the individual class limit. And step number 4, make a tally mark for each data entry in the appropriate class. For the last step is step number 5, is the number of tally mark for a class is the frequency of that class. Relative frequency distribution is the proportion or percentage of the data that fall in the class. To find the relative frequency of a class, divide the frequency by the sample size. For last but not least, the cumulative frequency of a class is the sum of the frequency for that class and all previous classes. The cumulative frequency of the last class is equal to sample size.
Hi, my name is Lucy. My medical number is 8208300. From the frequency polygon graph, you can see that the most frequency of the students to obtain A is the midpoint of 23.95 marks. There are 13 people at the point, but the least frequency of it is the midpoint of 39.95 marks. There are 0 people at the point. From our graph, we can see that the most frequency percentage of students to attend A is the midpoint of 23.95 marks, which is 13 people at the point, but the least of it is the midpoint of 39.95 marks. There are 0 people at the point.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Natashani binti Noriza and my metric number is A2081645. So for this video, I would like to explain about numerical descriptive measure. So the first one is measure of central tendency. There are 3 things which are mean, median and mode. So the mean of student SPM to obtain A is 24.22%. Meanwhile, for the median of student SPM to obtain A is 22.58%. And lastly, for the mode is the highest percentage of student SPM to obtain A is 21.68% in 2019. Next, 3.2 Measure of position. So first, we must determine the position of quarter 1 and quarter 3. Well, the position of quarter 1 is 7.5, which are the class interval is 12 to 19.9. Next, for the position quarter 3 is 22.5, which is the class interval is 20 to 27.9. So the value of quarter 1 is 13.5%. Meanwhile, for the value of quarter 3 is 27.19. Next, the value of interquarter range is 13.69%. Next, 3.3 Measure of variation. For the range of student SPM to obtain A is 38% in 2019. Therefore, the sample variance is about 72.75%. And the sample standard deviation is about 8.53%. And lastly, the shape of distribution, it is skewed to the right because mean is the biggest value among the median and mode. Meanwhile, mode is the smallest value. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, I am Muhammad Nizam bin Abdul Naim. My matrix number 8208158. I will talk about the part 4.1 numerical descriptive. We got the means for 24.02, median 22.3, mode 21.0. So next I will talk about the quartile. The first quartile we got 17.95, located at 7.75 positions, while the third quartile we got 27.15, located at 23.25 positions. For the variance we got 0.0000156433, and standard deviation we got 0.0039522. Next, 4.2 hypothesis testing. It shows the diagram about the t-test and z-test. Actually both is one sample. So point 3 is correlation interval. For the result we see it, R is 3.3990. Alright, for 4.4 confidence interval, we got 24.0231 and another one is 24.016. 5.0 theoretical modeling. We choose the simple linear regression, and after use the rumors we got the y-intercepts is 720.6. The value actually is same with the total y in correlations interval.
Hi, my name is Wanurkia Setina binti Wan Muhammad Izzuddin, and my metric number is A20A2073. So today I would like to talk about the conclusion for this assignment. Our group had done our research about the data that can be used in statistics, and the data that we choose is from the source of Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. Which is we have to discuss about the number of students that obtain A in SPM 2019. We just choose three variables, which is the subject of education, the number of students, and also the students that receive an A in the subject. And for this assignment, we have used the data description, graphical representation, numerical descriptive measures, statistical analysis using software, and the theoretical modeling. For the first step that we do is describe the data arrangement, including class and frequency, relative frequency disruption, and cumulative frequency disruption. Next, for the graphical methods, we employ two types of graph, which is histogram and OGIF graphs. Besides, for the numerical descriptive measures, we use central tendency measures to get a data set which is mean, median, and mode to analyze the frequency of each data point disruption. The mean of the student that obtain A in SPM 2019 is 24.22%, while for median is 22.58%, and for the mode is 21.68%. Next, for the statistical analysis using software, we are using numerical descriptive measures, hypothesis testing, correlation analysis, and confidence interval in this step. And for the first quartile in numerical measures, there are less than 25% of students who get an A for the subject. Lastly is theoretical modeling. Theoretical modeling is the last step for us to calculate it, and we use a simple linear regression. All of this method is extremely suited for calculating the disruption of data to be acquired correctly, and for us to get the percentage of students to obtain an A in SPM 2019. I think that's all from me. Thank you.